Jesus Christ, Ubisoft. Every year with this shit. If you missed Ubisoft's conference, it's probably for the best, but I can sum it up thusly. Cutscenes, trademark awkward Ubisoft acting, and then a surprisingly redeeming third act. But, let's just get going. They're making a new South Park game after swearing that they were only going to make one. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, since Stick of Truth was fantastic, but even when they brought out Matt Stone and Trey Parker, neither of them really seemed enthusiastic, and they looked like they just wanted to leave. Kill me! All they showed was a cutscene, which showed that the kids were playing superheroes this time instead of fantasy, but given that the first game was essentially the closest we'll ever get to ever playing an episode of the show, a cutscene's probably all that was needed. After the ever-adorable Yves Guillemot left and Aisha Tyler took forever to get going, Ubisoft decided to start the show by showing off a new IP, and that's always exciting until, you guessed it, a cutscene. From this cutscene we learned that the game is called For Honor, and it's a medieval combat-focused something. It had some really cool reality-shifting moments, but, again, cutscene. Afterwards, one of the game devs showed up, and redeemed it slightly by being one of the most enthusiastic presenters ever.
When you look inside yourselves, huh? Do you see a knight? A Viking? Samurai, perhaps, huh?
And then they finally decided to show off some gameplay, and boy, was I underwhelmed. It basically looks like Dynasty Warriors, but with some realistic one-on-one fighting when the players face off. Its main draw seems to be the mashup of samurai, knights, and Vikings, and it's still early in development, but it has a lot of ground to cover if it's going to win my vote. Great, car porn expansion cutscene. Sorry. Free roam car porn expansion cutscene. Next! The fuck am I looking at? There's a cat on a unicorn, and everything's on fire, and... oh, Trials expansion. Well, good thing this cutscene told me nothing. Actually, since it's taken me so long to put these together, we've gotten some gameplay footage, but surprise! It's more Trials, moving right along. Once again, The Division doesn't really appeal to me, and I came away from this even less enthused. This time they showed off the Dark Zone, which is essentially the wilderness from RuneScape. Glad gaming's advanced since 2001. And then they committed probably the greatest sin I can imagine from one of these conferences. They tried to show the game off with a scripted multiplayer sequence. And I don't mean the things that happened were scripted. No. Scripted dramatic dialogue to simulate a real multiplayer match. Just look.
Running low on health. Look out! Friendly Division agent is down. I'm down.
Brian, can you help him out? I'm looting Zoe.
Let's go, revive him, man. 15 seconds.
Brian, what are you waiting for?
Dude, clock's ticking. Let's go, come on.
Are you leaving?
What the fuck?
This is sad. This is fucking sad. I didn't like this game before. Now you couldn't pay me to play it. Also, it still looks bland and uninteresting. So then along comes Anno. And oh look, another fucking cutscene. Oh, but it's a space cutscene. It's Anno in space. I mean, I like Anno. But come on, Ubisoft. And then they promised us gameplay, and they show another cutscene! But this time, it's an in-engine cutscene. Fuck this conference! So then there was some horribly awkward acting, and then a concert broke out. You think I'm kidding? Even I was confused this far, and I didn't know what I was looking at. Jason Derulo pops out and starts doing his thing. Only terribly. I felt embarrassed for everyone in the room, and none more so than Jason Derulo himself. I appreciate the man and what he does, but he got shafted. He wasn't mic'd properly, it sounded like his throat was sore, he tried to get Aisha Tyler to join, and she flat out refused. And when did this stop being a video game conference?
Do you have a meme you wanna pitch? Guys with rickets are super hot?
Well, if you're talking Picard, it will be engage.
Okay, good. We did that together. All right.
Oh yeah. But there's a new Just Dance. Do we know anything about it? No, but it'll be exactly the fucking same, and this is crushing my soul. And then we had another cutscene. To be fair, there's been virtually no info until now about Rainbow Six Siege's campaign. Looks to be bioterrorism themed. Then they brought out an actress from the cutscene instead of talking about the game. I was ready to shoot myself at this point, but thankfully, this is where everything turned around. Enter the cutest gaming industry member I have ever seen.
About the solo and co-op experiences of our game.
Now, it may have been how depressing things had been up until this point, but when this insanely attractive woman showed up, it showed real care and enthusiasm for our product and showed us gameplay. You have no idea how much it lifted my spirits. Real gameplay. Good gameplay. Terrorist Hunt is back and looking better than ever. Siege is going to be a brilliant entry in the Rainbow Six franchise. Good incorporation of tactics, maneuvers, and gadgets. There's big emphasis on teamwork, which there should be. It looks great, it plays great, and the sound just assaults you. I was tense. Really. Actually tense, and I wasn't even playing. Genevieve Forget, you are the savior of Ubisoft. Marry me anytime you like.
Good job.
Continuing the newfound trend of actually showing us how the games will play, they introduced Trackmania Turbo. A wacky, physics-defying racer sure to warm the hearts of adrenaline junkies. It's super visually appealing, the track design is utterly bonkers, and the music even had me moving, and I hate dancing. The coolest part was that it has a track editor, but more than that, it has a random track generator for endless track options. Now, I usually hate showing cutscenes, but when it comes to Assassin's Creed, I usually give it a pass, since almost inevitably everything that happens in the cutscene is something that actually occurs in the game, and people are familiar enough with the Creed series that building the atmosphere is more important. And I have been waiting for this particular entry since Assassin's Creed 2, when they first announced that they would be hopping around different eras. It's set in the Victorian era, which is one of my absolute favorite points in history. You got some new mobility options and some interesting environmental combat choices, but they didn't really show any gameplay this time. Instead, they opted to show gameplay on the show floor, and I'm sure all of that's online by now, so you can go look it up for yourself. They then decided to end strong by surprising the audience with a new Ghost Recon. Wildlands is themed around the cartel and features for the first time in the series an open world environment. Now that's not entirely a stretch, as even the first game had you wandering around some massive maps, but I'm interested to see how this plays out. You can choose from a number of playstyles to take on missions how you want, and while the gameplay they showed was minimal, this early in development it's not surprising, and it actually showed a lot of promise. This is definitely a title I will be following the evolution of. So there you have it. Ubisoft done and dusted. Thank God. In all seriousness, this conference left a lot to be desired, and I'm not very excited for most of what was shown. I mean, that lovely lady of Rainbow Six brought the gameplay-infused change that we needed, but it couldn't make up for that disastrous first half. They did a post-show interview with some of the devs to learn more, or anything in some cases, about the games, and it's better than the conference itself, so if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. I'm gonna go watch it again myself so I can hear the Angel of Ubisoft tell me more about Rainbow Six for the 48th time. See you next time!
Like what you see? Well, why not throw out a like? Want to see more? Click that subscribe button to stay up to date. Got something to say? Well, there's a place for that too. Hate everything about us? Of course you do! It's the internet!
Gotcha.
Action.
After the ever adorable Yves Guillemot. That sounded so bad. Let's take that again.
Just go.
Okay. After the ever adorable Yves Guillemot lives. God damn it.
Just keep going.
After the. After the ever adorable Yves Guillemot left and the Aisha Tyler. This is a mess.